If you do these 5 things in Season of Discovery, when or even before you reach level 25, I guarantee you are going to be strides ahead of everybody else. So the first tip that I have is going to be a 14 slot humongous bag. Okay, you're going to be wandering around Orgrimmar like Mary Poppins with this one. So the Darkmoon Faire is actually currently on. And if you go to these people, the Darkmoon Faire Barker, you can see that there's a Darkmoon Faire quest and you're going to get 5 prize tickets. If you are Alliance, we're going to then go to the Darkmoon Faire, which is going to be outside Goldshire in this red circle here. If you are Horde, then it's at the usual place of just down below Thunder Bluff as circled here. So remember, accept the quest in your capital city to get 5 tickets when you go there. And then once you arrive, you're going to want to see this guy, Gelvus Grimegate. He's the Darkmoon Faire ticket redemption person. And you're going to need 50 tickets for the Darkmoon storage box. It does sound like a lot. That's because it is, but if you do all of the quests, etc. to get the tickets, then it's not that difficult. And like I said, it's a 14 slot bag, which is the biggest bag completely available to us at level 25. And like I said, if you go to the capital city, the quest to actually go to the fair, you're going to get 5 tickets right off the bat by doing that. The second thing on my list is going to be the Seal of Wrynn. This is a best in slot ring item for literally every single class. Now, unfortunately, this is Alliance only, and there doesn't appear to be any sort of Horde counterpart, so sorry if you're a Horde player for this one, but it's free strength, agility, stamina, intellect, and spirit. Well, 3 strength, agility, and spirit, but 4 stamina and intellect. And this is literally best in slot for the ring. There is no better ring. In normal classic, some people are even wearing this up to level 60. So this may actually be really good for future phases as well, if they don't implement anything better. Now, to get this, you're going to want to do the Dead Mines dungeon in Westfall and kill Edwin Van Cleef. Loot his body, because there is going to be a letter called, it starts a quest called A Letter Unsent. This is a 6 or 7 quest line, and it's going to take you through to the Stormwind Stockade area, where you can then complete this and get the Seal of Wrynn. Now, you may notice that item level is 31. I do know people who have done the whole quest line in Season of Discovery and have got it, so don't worry about it being too difficult. Take a group of friends, etc. if it does, because you are going to have to go into the stockades. But yeah, I have actually seen people with this already, so this is a really easy best in slot ring to get. Next up, this one is actually going to require you to do some PvP, but again, it's going to be a best in slot item for everybody. And unlike the first one, this one is actually going to be for Horde and Alliance. So up here in Orgrimmar, come up the Sky Tower, come down this bridge, and come here to the Hall of Legends. It is just here in technically the Valley of Spirits on the map. And you're going to talk to Sergeant Barsha. So you can see here on the second page, there's the Sergeant's Cloak, giving 4 of basically every major stat. Now, this is going to require level 25, of course, but it is also going to require the honor rank of Sergeant. If you're thinking this is too much work, well, that's exactly the point. Not everyone is going to be bothered to be able to do this. So if you do, you can get ahead of everyone else. Now, if we open our character screen and go to the honor sheet, you can see here I have no rank. This rank, depending on how you do in the previous week, is going to reset on the weekly reset. And if you've done much better in PvP in that week, you're going to go up a rank, or you can also go down a rank, meaning that you are going to have to wait until at least the reset to be able to get this. However, like I said, this is amazing and best in slot pretty much for everyone as well. If you are on Alliance, then this is where you're going to get it. We are actually in Old Town. Basically just come straight down the path here to where this keep is, and there is an accessories quartermaster here. Same exact thing, Sergeant's Cloak. You need the Sergeant rank. Some of the gear on here, like this one, removing Corporal, is also really good, by the way. A lot of it does actually require higher levels and we can't get, but the insignia of the Alliance, if you are doing PvP, is also really helpful needing Corporal. But yeah, then we've also got the Sergeant one, as I just spoke about. Now I'm going to give you some tips on professions, and you are going to want to take tailoring, leatherworking, or blacksmithing, depending on what you can wear, because we're actually going to make some epic armor, and this is only going to be able to be worn by you, and it's called Void Touch, and this is actually going to have some really amazing effects. Again, it is going to be best in slot. Before we go on to that though, I want to give you a little mini extra tip. As we are only going to level 25, there is not many foods that are going to be beneficial for combat, but there are two that I want to show you. One is the Soothing Turtle Bisque. This is going to give you 8 stamina and spirit for 15 minutes when you eat it, and the other is Roast Raptor, giving you 8 stamina and spirit for 15 minutes. Oh, so it's literally the exact same thing, but one requires raptor flesh and hot spices, and one requires turtle meat and soothing spices. I'm assuming one's probably easier to get for Alliance, and one is easier to get with the Horde. I'm not sure, but they should be pretty easy for you to make. Looking then at the actual gear that we're going to be talking about, so if you are a level worker, these are the hand slot that you can make. Requires 100 level working, and it is only for level 25, and it improves your chance to hit with spells and melee and ranged attacks by 1%. Using it descends you into madness, increasing spell damage by 10%, as well as increasing the threat you generate for 10 seconds, and it is on a 10-minute cooldown. For the tailors, again, same, 100 tailoring, etc. Momentarily enter another plane of existence, instantly reducing threat, as well as reducing all damage taken and damage dealt by 30%. Increases damage and healing done by magical spells and effects by up to 7. Improve your chance to hit as well by 1%, which is phenomenal. And then lastly, you've got the Shifting Silver Breastplate. This is for blacksmiths, of course. Again, 100 blacksmithing. Infused with the raw power of the void. When the bearer is attacked, this item has a chance of inflicting a terrible curse, causing the attacker to take additional damage from all sources, and it's a 25% proc chance, and the equip improves your chance to hit again by 1%. These are all best in slot, and you can make them yourself. It is a bit of a lengthy quest chain, and I'm going to take you through it now. So I'm actually going to just show you the Wowhead one for this page and be really lazy, but helpful nonetheless. So basically, the first thing you're going to do is seek out this dead Twilight cultist in Ashenvale that you can see here, and it's at the top of Ashenvale here. So this is how we're going to start to get the professions. Now, basically, to actually get the quest chain, you need to have at least 100 skill already in the profession. So when you start this quest chain, you need to make sure that you are already at 100 skill in tailoring, blacksmithing, or leatherworking, and then you need to use a elixir of coalesced regret before trying to interact with the corpse. Now, to get this elixir of coalesced regret, you need it's for alchemists, and it shouldn't be it should be sellable by alchemists because everyone needs it. So it's sold by Gilles in Hillsbrad Foothills and this person in Duskwood. So if you are an alchemist, this is how you're going to get it. If not, then I guess you just buy it off the auction house or off somebody that has it. So once you've then actually interacted with the corpse and picked up the quest using this coalesced regret, you then need to go to Black Fathom Depths and you find this dead thing in the raid itself, and you go there, you realize it's already dead, and you're going to have this buff called Crushing Darkness. So you interact with the corpse, and that's going to give you a handful of shifting scales, and then once you take this, it is a quest chain. You're then going to have to go to Ratchet and meet with Nora, and basically she is going to, in exchange for the materials listed below, invent a shifting scale talisman. It says it protects you, and these are the items you're going to need here. Some the scales you just got from that corpse in the raid, 40 strange dust, 5 magic greater magic essence, and 2 small glimmering shards, and 5 gold. So it is quite expensive. And then basically once you've got that shifting scale talisman, you're going to go back into Black Fathom Depths, and it's underwater here. And can you see here on my screen there's like a little box just here? Well, basically you go in and you loot this box, and you're going to be protected by equipping this trinket, the trinket that Nora in Ratchet made for you. Otherwise you'll just get a load of damage and die. So basically the shifting scale talisman protects you. You go in and loot the box that's underwater. You can see here it's the area underneath Kelris's sanctum. It used to be the spawn point of the beast in the 5-man version. And it does say that even though you can only have one of the Void Touch pieces equipped at a time, you can come back and loot this box. So if you're a tailor and then you need to swap to leatherworking, you can actually come back and do this part again. So after you've gotten the box, it says attempt to use a powerful source of the light to destroy the box. You're then going to go to Hillsbrad Foothills, and this crystal here is where you then use this crystal to destroy the box. You can see here these are the coordinates X89 Y74. Doing so will then award you with a shard of the void for your future crafted item. How do you get the recipe? Well, this shadowy figure is going to appear, and they are going to teach you the Void Touch recipes as a reward for a job well done. So the next one is going to be these guys. There's the Azeroth Commerce Society, an Alliance, and a Juratar Supply and Logistics on Horde. These are always outside the auction house. You can see here, Orgrimmar Auction House. Same in Stormwind. It's also in the minor capital cities like the Undercity and Thunder Bluff and whatever the Alliance have, Darnassus or whatever. I don't know. I don't really play Alliance. But they are outside every auction house. And basically you can go to them and hand in the waylaid shipments. You can see here on the right hand side of my screen in my bags, I have a waylaid shipment for heavy linen bandages. You're going to use this to add 10 heavy linen bandages, and you can actually get ones for different things. If you're wondering how to get them, they're just going to like drop when you're randomly doing stuff. Well, that's what I found anyway. When you then hand these in, you're going to get reputation with these people, and then you can actually trade these in for rewards depending on your reputation at friendly and honored. So WoW or Blizzard have actually said that in future phases these are going to be even more important, meaning they are going to be adding things to it. This is something you are going to want to try and get your reputation up with ASAP. Now, there is one thing which I know a lot of the community aren't happy about, and kind of me included, is you are actually going to have to get these to honored to get some of your runes, which in my opinion is annoying, but it is what it is. You can also get some, I think, 10 slot or it might even be 12 slot bags, not as big as the Darkmoon storage box, but still some pretty big bags from the rewards of these. And there is some like gloves, boots, and a belt I think you can get that are pretty all right, that you can get from the reputation from these guys as well. But not least, of course, the bit that we're probably all waiting for is how do we get these mounts? So there is this one for the Alliance, and there is this one for the Horde. So in Ashenvale, there is a big PvP event going on every few hours, and at the top of the screen what you will see is like a percentage for the Alliance and Horde. Basically this is going to go up by defeating enemy encampments and killing enemy players. It works quite similarly to Alturic Valley, where you take over the little towers, etc., and kill players to progress the battle. And then once either side gets to 100%, it's going to then spawn their boss, basically. Kind of like, what's that place called in Wall of the Draenor? Where they have the island with the big PvP and it spawns the bosses. You know what I mean. I'm not well. It's like that, and basically the more points you get, etc., the more you get your honor up, you can actually buy these mounts as a PvP reward. The only downside here is that these mounts can only be used in Ashenvale and not everywhere. However, I think there's more of a benefit than it seems with that, because they give you a 50% speed buff, meaning you can get around Ashenvale a lot quicker and do more PvP. And when you think that we can actually get the best in slot cloak and other items through the PvP vendors in Stormwind and Orgrimmar, this is going to make getting around Ashenvale with this PvP event even more valuable. There is another thing I want to say about PvP, and that's about Warsong Gulch. And there's the Silverwing Sentinels and the Warsong Outstriders. When you get reputation with these guys as well by doing Warsong Gulch, they are also going to give you really great gear rewards. There's like a ring that you can get, so you can get the other ring. You've got the Wrynn's ring, whatever it was called. And then the second one I would say to get is actually from Warsong Gulch. So PvP is actually really, really important. So even though you can only use these in certain places, I do think they're actually really, really valuable. And, you know, let's be honest, I'll take a mount any day in phase 1 of Season of Discovery. But I hope these guides was really helpful for you. I'm definitely going to be coming out looking at more tips and tricks, etc., for Season of Discovery that I find, my favorite add-ons, etc. Always trying to utilize my gameplay and trying to help yours as well. So make sure to click that subscribe button and leave a thumbs up. I am also now on Patreon if you want these videos even earlier than everyone else. There'll also be a link in the description for that.